Hi, my name is Isabel Dunn, and I will be talking about the Dominican Republic. I will talk about food availability, food intake, and food habits. Here is a brief history of the Dominican Republic, including religious influences. In 1492, Columbus landed on the island and named it La Isla Española, now known as Hispaniola. The Spanish left the island for better areas such as Cuba and Mexico, but the Spanish government persisted on the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic became a nation on February 27, 1844, and is located on the island Hispaniola. The Dominican Republic has country area, land area, agricultural area, and forest area all within it, allowing the country to have availability to various foods just on the island alone. The population is 10,258,000 and the primary language is Spanish. About 95% of the Dominican Republic is Roman Catholic, which indicates that a vast majority of people on the island do not have any restricted food intake since the Roman Catholics do not normally adhere to any. In regards to education and literacy rate, in the Dominican Republic the literacy rate is 92%, but studies have shown that students who enter university after high school are at a 6th grade reading level. Also, about 40% of students drop out of high school before 8th grade. Although their literacy rate is high, their education levels show that they may not be as well informed about food intakes and the proper nutrition for their bodies. In the Dominican Republic, the natural vegetation on lower portions of mountains and in valleys have been replaced with cultivated crops. These cultivated crops consist of bananas, coffee, coca, mangoes, coconuts, sugar, lemons, and oranges. As of now, there is no abundance of wild animals in the country, but there is a variety of birds that are hunted and fish and shellfish that surround the country and within the coral reefs. Alligators can be found in rivers and in lakes, and as for vegetables, the Dominican Republic relies on the domestic market to receive these. Here are the traditional health beliefs. Within the rural Dominican Republic, physical and spiritual or mystical health beliefs are practiced. The physical belief being a health maintenance in regards to hygiene, activity, and diet. Spiritual or mystical beliefs are a blend of Catholic and folk beliefs. Folk beliefs practice the use of culturally known herbs and remedies that are either self-administered or from a folk healer. Since the majority of the Dominican Republic is Roman Catholic, there really are not many health beliefs that impact food availability or food intake. As for the communication style, the Dominican Republic is predominantly high context and is known for implicit rules and information, indirect and dependent on nonverbal communication, and very relationship oriented. Due to the high context communication style, this influences food intake because people are going to be very family oriented and eat with family and rely on family for the food availability. Now for the description of food habits. Here are some of the common foods eaten in the Dominican Republic. Some core foods in this culture would be rice, plantains, and beans, and some secondary foods in this culture would be seafood, beef, and chicken. As for flavor principles, the food is simple and not highly spiced. There is a cultural blend of Taino, Creole, European, and African influences for rich flavors and colors. As for typical meal patterns, in the Dominican Republic, a day of eating begins with a hearty breakfast such as scrambled eggs and mango. Mango is cassava, taro, or plantain, boiled, fried, or mashed with onion, cheese, and/or fried meat. After breakfast is the largest meal of the day, lunch. For lunch, these meals are typically arroz con pollo, which is chicken and rice, sancho, which is 5 meat, rice, and vegetable stew, meat or seafood, along with rice and beans, or the most popular meal is la bandera, which is white rice, red beans, fried plantains, vegetables, and some sort of meat. For dinner, it is typically a smaller portion of the same type of meals that are eaten for lunch. Some common food preparation methods in the Dominican Republic are long simmering and frying. Also, some preparations may be sofrito, which is a hearty and spicy stew made from peppers, tomatoes, herbs like cilantro, and add more flavor to rice and meat. Criolla is a spicy tomato sauce added to meats and starches. Con coco is a coconut, garlic, and tomato sauce used on fish. La crema is a creamy white sauce, and ajillo is extra garlic. Traditional foods for special occasions. On special occasions like Christmas or Easter, families gather for large feast-like meals. Traditional foods are roasted pig, pigeon peas, which are small yellow beans, boiled chestnuts, fish, telera bread, eggnog, and pasteles de hoja, which is sheet cake. Here are some historical food preservation methods. A historical food preservation method in the Dominican Republic is smoking by using a barbecue. There are various meats that are smoked for preservation. Another preservation that is used is the process of covering a food in wax. This method is common with yuca. The Dominican Republic has a semi-formal dining etiquette. It is common to dress well when eating with people because people may judge you on your dress. Arriving on time is not expected and it is common to arrive 15 minutes late to be considered on time. The dining environment is meant for conversation and will remain informal and relaxed. The host of the dinner will show you your seat and dinner will begin with a toast. In homes, food is served family style and guests are normally first to start. Eating with your silverware a certain way is not common, but hands should be in sight by resting wrists on the edge of the table. It is encouraged to leave a little bit of food on the plate to show that more than enough food was given. A common food used for health is caldo, which is a homemade broth-based soup. This is popular because caldo is known for being easy on the stomach and for flushing the sickness out. Evaluation of food habits. The major health problems and prevalent diseases in the Dominican Republic are obesity, diabetes, and anemia. How are food habits related to health and disease? The food habits in the Dominican Republic are related to health and disease because in this culture the foods consumed are lacking in vegetables, omega-3, and milk. The foods consumed in excess here are sugar-sweetened drinks, salt, and fats. Some culturally acceptable foods in their current food habits that should be encouraged are fruits like plantains, whole grains such as rice, and seafood such as fish. Some culturally acceptable foods in their current food habits that should be modified are the amount of fats and salt in their dishes. These should be modified to be in lower quantities due to the heavy amount that is within the dishes. A culturally acceptable product that it should be limited is the sugar-sweetened drinks and should be limited on the daily. When Dominicans come to the U.S., many operate small grocery stores that sell toiletries, American food products, and ingredients commonly used in their cooking. These stores allow them to maintain their food habits even in another country. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned more about the culture and food habits of the Dominican Republic.